Inshallah, in this lecture, we will study chapter 2. In this chapter, we have a function and how can sketch the graph of the functions, okay, and the domain of the function, many subject about the function. Okay, firstly, we have for any 2 points, we can find the distance between them. So if we have, for example, this one, x1, y1, this is the first point, b1, for example, and we have another point, b2, x2, and y2, we can find the distance between them, between 2 points. How can find the distance? By this formula. The radical for the square of the difference, the sum of the square of difference for x coordinate and y coordinate, this is the distance. So we will put x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, all take the square roots. For example, if we have the first point like minus 1 and 2, and the second point we have 3 and minus 2. How can find the distance? By this formula, the distance equal radical for what? x2 minus x1. We can put it, this is x1, y1, and this one x2, y2. So we have x2, 3 minus negative 1 all square plus all square. This equal radical for what? 3 minus negative 1, this is 4. 4 square we have 16. Okay, minus 2 we have negative 4. Negative 4 square also we have 16. So the radical of 32, this is the value of the distance between B1 and B2. Also, we can find the midpoint. What's the meaning midpoint? Midpoint, for example, if we have 2 points, B1 and B2, this is B1 and this is B2, we can find the midpoint, the point between them, that this is called M, that satisfy the distance from M to B1 equal from M to B2. So the M, midpoint M in the middle of the segment B1, B2. So how can find the midpoint? By this formula. So the summation of x coordinate over 2, this is the value of x coordinate for the midpoint, and the y coordinate, the summation of y coordinate over 2. For example, also, so if we have b1 minus 1 and 2, b2 3 and السلام عليكم، تسمعوني الآن؟
ايوه دكتور قاعدين نسمعك.
وعليكم السلام.
طيب، على العموم أنا أتابع من جهازين، إذا فصل النت ما أعرف، مع إنه مفروض يعني دائما ما عندي مشاكل، لكن ما بعرف، طلعني أكثر من مرة. عملت ريستارت للجهاز، خلينا نشوف نجرب الآن. أوكي، فنبهوني على الشات لأني مشغل الشات على الجوال. Also, we have the midpoint between 2 points, for example, B1 and B2. This is the point that have the distance between M and B equal from M and B2. So how can find the midpoint? We can find the midpoint by this formula, the summation of X coordinate over 2 and the summation of Y coordinate over 2. Look at this example. If we have B1 and B2, minus 1 and 2, 3 and negative 2 for the second point. To find the midpoint, summation between the axes, so we have minus 1 plus 3 over 2, minus 1 plus 3, 2 over 2 equal 1. And the summation between the Y coordinates, 2 plus negative 2, we have 0 over 2, and this is the midpoint. Okay, any question about that? Okay, this is another example. Look at this. For example, if this B1 and this is B2, and we can replace between B1 and B2, so we can put it B1 negative 4, negative 5, or 6 and negative 1. So we need to find the distance, put it the x2 minus x1, so we have 6 minus negative 4, this is equal 10. 10 square, we have 100, and y2 minus negative 5, the y1, so we have negative 1 minus negative 5, so we have negative 1 plus 5, so we have 4. 4 square equals 16 plus 100, so we have this one. Okay, we can doing more simplify. If you have the answer radical 116, this is enough, no need to simplify. The midpoint, this is the distance. The midpoint, the summation between the x coordinate 6 plus negative 4, so we have 2 over 2, 1. Negative 1 plus negative 5, we have 6 over 2 equal negative 3. This is the midpoint. Okay. Graphing an equation, any equation or function we can graph by to find the specific points, okay, and connect between these points by smooth line or curves. So, for example, if we have point for any curve like this, we can put the curve in XY plane. This is XY plane, Cartesian coordinate, okay, and connect between the point from left to right by what? By lines or curves like this, so we can draw any equation. Okay, find the point and assign the point in XY plane. Okay, now also we have 2 points or 2 intercept points, X intercept and Y intercept. This is very important. What's the meaning X and Y intercept? For example, if we have the curve like this, okay, in XY plane, the intersection point between the x-axis and the curve, this is called X intercept. So this is called X intercept. And always the y coordinate of this point equals 0. So this is the point equal x1 and 0. Always coordinate equals 0. So the x-intercept y, the value of y coordinate equal 0. Also, we have another point here, the point intersection between y-axis and the curve. This called the Y-intercept. Y-intercept. And always the y-intercept, the x coordinate equals 0. So this is equal 0 and y1. Okay? 0, y1, and in x-intercept, x, and the y coordinate equal 0. So the x-intercept always a0 or x and 0, but the y-intercept always the x coordinate 0 and b or 0 and y. Okay? To find the x-intercept, put the y 0 and find the value of x. If we need to find the x-intercept, put it substitute the x equals 0 to find the y. So to find the y-intercept, always x equals 0 and then find the y, the value of y. But in x-intercept, put it y equals 0 and then find the value of x. Look at this equation. The equation x equal y square minus 4. We can find many points for this curve or for this equation by put it, for example, y equal minus 3, substitute here, minus 3 square, we have 9 minus 4, so the value of x equal what? 5. We can put it minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Also, we can put it the value of x to find the y. This is no problem. Okay, so we have many points here. The first point, for example, x and y, 5, negative 3. The second point, 0 and negative 2, minus negative 3, negative 1, negative 4, 0, negative 3, 1, and 0, 2, and 5, 3. All of these points, we can put it or determine in xy plane. For example, 5, negative 3. 5, the value of x, and negative 3, this is 1. This is value for the first point. The second point, 0 minus 2. 0 minus 2, this one. Negative 3, negative 1. This one, negative 3, negative 1. Negative 4, 0. This one, negative 4, 0. And negative 3, 1. Negative 3, also we have another value. This is not function, this is the equation or relation. 0, 2. Last one, 5, 3. This is 5, x, and this is the y, 3. Okay, and connect between them by the K smooth curves. This is the graph of this relation. Okay, now we need to find the x-intercept, for example. X-intercept means what? Directly, if we need to find x-intercept, this means y equal what? 0. Directly. If we need to find x-intercept, y equals 0. So, this is the relation. X equal y square minus 4. This is the equation. Substitute y 0. So we have x equal what? 0 minus 4. So we have x equal negative 4. So the x negative 4, sorry, and y 0. This is the x-intercept. Look, the point x-intercept means the intersection point between the curve and x-axis. لما نحكي x intercept هذا معناه نعطينا نقطة التقاطع ما بين المنحنى والx axis. هذا الx intercept. نطلعها by substitution y equals 0 and find the value of x. If we need to find the y-intercept, this means x equals 0 and substitute x equals 0. The equation x equal y square negative 4. Substitute x equals 0, so we have 0 equal y square negative 4. Move the negative 4 to another side, so we have y square equal what? 4. Take the radical, so y equal what? Positive, negative, radical 4 equal 2. So we have 0 with plus or minus 2. So we have 2 y-intercept. This means 0 and 2 and 0 with negative 2. We have 2 y-intercept. Look at this. This one and this one. We have 2 y-intercept. Now, a circle. The standard form for any circle, this equation or this formula for the standard form for the equation of the circle. إذا ما بناخذ قيم y نرجع في عندنا سؤال أروى بتقول دكتور وإيش فائدة الجدول إذا ما بناخذ قيم y؟ كيف ما بناخذ قيم y؟ ما فهمت. هي هواي هاي النقطة هاي النقاط يا أروى مش استخدمنا قيم y 5 وماينس 3 هي ماينس 3 y وال5 x أو ما فهمت سؤالك أنا؟ يعني نأمل السؤال يكون واضح. عوضناها بصفر. عوضناها y عوضناها الواي انترسبت. طيب مالها الواي انترسبت؟ لما نوجد find the y intercept substitute ال x equal 0 صح ولا لا؟ عوضنا ال x هاي عوضنا ال x 0 طلعنا قيم y هاي y فعندي قيمتين ل y مع x وحدة يعني x الزيرو لها قيمتين في y 0 2 و 0 نيجاتيف 2. نعم أميرة الجدول بيساعدنا كثير بالرسم. لا 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 هذا الأسئلة هذه منفصلة يا أروى. إذا عبد الله بيحكي صح هذا التيبل عشان نرسم هذا عشان الواي انترسبت لوحدها إذا سألنا وهذا عشان عفوا الإكس انترسبت والواي انترسبت كل واحد لوحده. ما في داعي من الجدول. ممكن الجدول ما يوضح لنا الواي انترسبت والاكس انترسبت ممكن ما يوضح. نعوض قيم ما راح تطلع مثلا واي 0 واذا الواي مش 0 يعني ما راح تطلع معنا الاكس انترسبت. فهذا فقط عشان نوجد الاكس انترسبت والواي انترسبت. يعني هنا 3 اسئله منفصله. ارسم ممكن يسالنا رسم لوحده ممكن يسألنا الواي انترسبت لوحده وممكن يسألنا الاكس انترسبت لوحده. واضح؟ طيب نرجع للسيركل. سيركل ستاندرد فورم قلنا هذا الستاندرد فورم فور ذا سيركل x minus h all square plus y minus k all square equal r square. r this is the radius. r اللي هو الراديوس. Radius اللي هو distance between the center and any point on the circle. And h and k this is the center. H and k this is the center. Look at this equation. If h positive in equation we have negative h. also the k. We have negative k. Okay, for example, if we have the like this equation, and we need to find, wait, h and k, this is the center. If we have equation, how can find the center and r radius? For example, if we have x minus 5 square plus y plus 1 square equal, for example, 4. The center here, in the first equation, we have the center 5 and negative 1. 5 and negative 1. What the radius, the value of radius equal radical 4. Radical 4, r equal radical 4. This is equal 2. Okay? If we have another equation, x plus 3 square plus y square equal 5. What's the value of the center here in the second equation? The value of center equal what? Hello? What's the value of center? 3 and 0, good. But negative 3 and 0, not positive. Okay, negative 3. Because we have plus 3 in the center equal negative 3. And we don't have y minus. So we have, if we have y square, this is y minus 0 all square. So the x coordinate, sorry, the y coordinate in the center equal 0. Okay. Now, what's the value of radical? This is so the radius radical 5. Now, if we have x square plus y square equal 1, what's the value of the center? 0, 0, good. 0, 0. And the radius equal radical 1. This is equal what? 1. Okay. If we have x minus 1 all square plus y minus 3 square equal negative 4. What's the center? 2, 4, I. Okay, this is not circle. هذا ليس circle, not circle. Why? Because the radius, square of radius equal negative. This is not real number. Okay. The radius must be positive and the square must be positive. Because the radius, the distance, look at the radius, the distance between the center and any point on the circle. Okay? Any question? But if we have 0 equal 0, for example, if we have x minus 1 square plus y plus 7 square equal 0. This is circle. This is point minus 1, 7. Only point. Okay? Only point. Because the radius equals 0. We don't have radius, so this is point. Look at this. Write the standard form of the equation of the circle whose this is the center and this is the radius. If we need to find the standard form equal what? x minus h square plus y minus k square equal r square. So look at this, radius r equal 5, and the center we have h, the value of h, sorry, wait, we have the value of h and the value of k. So we can put it the h and k and r in the standard form of the circle equation to find the, like this. This is the value of h, this is the value of k, and radius square equal 25. Okay? Any question? Any question? Type. Example. If we have the center, radius, and center, and we need to find the equation in standard form. The radius equal radical 7. The center equal -1 and 0. The equation equal what? The equation equal x plus 1 plus, if we have in center the value of any coordinate equal 0, so this is equal y square or x square, depend on the coordinate. And this is equal what? The square of radical 7 equal 7. Sorry. This is equal 7. If we have the radius equal, for example, 3, and the center 5 and negative radical 2, so the equation equal what? X minus 5 square plus y plus radical 2 square equal what? Equal 9. Why 9? Because the 3 square equal 9. Okay? Any question? Now, also we have the general form. We have standard form. The standard form of the circle x minus h square plus y minus k square equal r square. This is the standard form. But also we have general form. The general form for the circle, our equation of the circle is x square plus y square plus ax plus by plus c equal 0. This is the general form. Must be the x square and y square, the coefficient equal positive, okay, are equal and positive. The coefficient of x square and y square must be are equal and positive. Okay. Now, how can write the equation in the standard form to find the circle, the center of the circle and the radius of the circle? So in this general form, we cannot obtain directly the center and the radius. In the standard form, we can obtain the center and radius. Okay. Now we need to study how convert the general form in standard form. Look at this example. If we have, for example, x square plus y square plus, for example, we have 6x plus 2y plus, for example, 1 equals 0. or we can put it negative, not 1. ممكن put it 2 or 3 or any value. Okay, positive, negative. Now, how can convert this general to standard form? By firstly put it the x's with x's, x square plus 6x, okay, and plus y square plus 2y equal what? Equal 3. So put it the x square with x, y square with y, and the another side put it any number not related to x and y. Now we add the value or number in both sides. This is number. Look at this, the coefficient of x. This equals 6. So 6 always 6 over 2 all square. This is equal what? So obtain the coefficient of x, divide by 2 and make the square. 6 divide by 2, 3. 3 square equal what? 9. So put it 9 in the left hand side and right hand side. Okay, this is the complete square. We need to complete square for x and for y. Also, this is repeated in the y coefficient. So in the y coefficient, this is y coefficient 2 over 2. Also, if we have negative, no problem. Negative y, for example, we have negative 2. Negative 2 over 2, negative 1. Square, we have 1. Okay? Now, 2 over 2, 1. 1 square equal what? 1. So we must add 1 in the left hand side and the right hand side. Now, continue. We have here complete square. This is equal x plus 3 square. The radical of x square x, the radical of the 9 equal 3 plus. Also, we have complete square for the y, the radical of y square y plus the radical of 1 all square. This is equal what? The summation of 3 plus 9 plus 1, we have 13. So we can obtain the center and the radius from the standard form. This is the standard form. And the center equal negative 3, negative 1, or radius equal radical 30. Okay, any question? Any question? Look at another example. We have x squared plus y squared minus 12x plus 8y plus 5 equals 0. So firstly, put it the x with x, like this. And put it y with y. And 5, move it to the another hand side. This is equal negative 5. Now, look at this negative 12. Negative 12 over 2 minus 6 square, this is equal 36. So we add 36 in the both sides. The same steps repeated in the y. We have the coefficient 8 over 2, 4 square equal what? 16. So we must add 16 in the both sides. From the first 3 terms, we have the radical of x square x, the radical of 36, 6. Okay, but we have negative. Why we have negative here? Because we have negative in the coefficient of x. اوكي
دكتور
تفضل.
ال 12 اكس هذه بتروح لما نطلع 36 خلاص؟
لا هي مش انه بتروح، لحظة اوضح. طيب خليني بس اطلع وارجع. هي مش قصة بتروح، بس هي x سكوير minus 12x plus 36 هذه الوحدة لو ناخذها we can doing more simplify. هذه complete square، هذا ممكن نحطها كمربع كامل. تمام؟ شو هو المربع الكامل؟ بكون جذر الاكس تربيع x وجذر ال 36 6. طيب شوف عندي الإشارة هنا للاكس الوسط نيجاتيف، إذا بنحط معلق. طيب الآن
اشتغل.
طيب هذا بالنسبة إذا x سكوير minus 12x plus 36 هذا هو complete square، مربع كامل، يعني هو مربع كامل. أرد عيد، هو يعني راح يكون كله سكوير. طيب من وين نجيب أول واحد؟ شو جذر x تربيع x؟ شو جذر ال 36 6؟ شو الإشارة اللي بالوسط؟ نيجاتيف، بنحط نيجاتيف. نرد نكررها y سكوير بلس 8y بلس 16. هنا بدنا نحولها لكمبليت سكوير، اذا شو بتصير؟ y بلس 4 اللي هو الراديكال اوف y سكوير y الراديكال اوف 16 equal 4 and y plus because we have the coefficient of y plus, so we must put it plus, so we have y plus 4 on square. Okay, and summation this one we have 36 plus 16 we have 53 52 minus 5 we have 47. Okay, so the radius equal radical 47 and the center equal 6 and negative 4. Now with the function and the relation, what's the meaning relation and function? Relation, this is the relation, all ordered pairs, this is the relation. Relation means the link between the first set called x and the second set called y. So any number, for example, from x has matching or connect with another number in y, for example, -1 to connect with, for example, 5. So this is the relation, and we can call the first set x as a domain and the y as a range called the range, and the x set called domain. We must study the very specific constraint to convert from relation or call the relation as a function. What's the meaning function? Meaning function must be the value, any value in the domain must be connect or linked with one value in the y. For example, if we have like this, wait, this is the, for example, 1 2 3 and we have 1 -1 0. This is the x and this is the y. This is the function, yes, function. Why? Because each value in the x connect in one value in the y. So this is function. هذا يدعى function. هذا relation نقول عنه function. But if we have, for example, like another relation 1 2 3 and we have 5 minus 6, we have 1, and we have 2, 3, and 5, like this. This is this relation, okay, but not function. Why this is not function? Not function because look at the item 3, العنصر 3 in the X. This is linked with 2 value in the Y. So this is not function. Not function. Why? Look at this, the item 3. Item 3 العنصر 3 اتصل مع رقمين أو قيمتين في Y. So this is not function. Okay. Another case, if we have X and Y, we have 1, 2, 3. هذه 3 قيم. 1 connect with 5. Okay. And 2 connect, for example, with 2 or negative 2. But 3 not connect with any value in the Y. So this is also not function. So any relation, each value in the X connect with the one value in the Y, this relation called function. But if we have two value in the X, one value in the X connect with two value in the Y, this is not function. Also not function if we have any value not connect with any number or any value in the Y. Okay. Any question? أنا مو سامع أحد فاتح لأني أنا أوطي الصوت. Please mute your mic عشان ما أرجع أرد أدخل. Please mute your mic. All students check your mic. طيب أتوقع قفلوا. أي سؤال على هذا الموضوع؟ Any question? طيب. Look at this relation. We have relation 8, 2, 3, 2, 9 connect with 5. So we have the domain. The domain, this is the domain. The first value, the domain. The second value, this is the range. Okay, so we can draw the Venn diagram X and Y like this. In the domain we have 8, we have 3, and we have 9. In the range we have 2 and 5 only. So the 8 matching with 2, and 3 matching with 2, and 9 with 5. This is the function? Yes, function. Why? Because each value in X connect with one value in Y, and at least one value, okay? One value exactly, okay? 8 connect with 2, 3 with 2, 9 with 5. We don't have any value in X without connected. We don't have any value in X connected with 2 value in the Y. Okay, so this is function, okay? And we can find the domain and the range very easy. Look at this relation. Another relation in example 2, we have the domain 4 and 3 and 4. So we have 3, 4 and 3. The Y coordinate 6, 5 and 1. Look at this. 4 connect with what? With 6. 3 with 5. And 4 with 1. So this is function. This relation function. Yes. أيمن ركز. هل هذا function? Look at the item 4. Item 4 connect with 2 value in the y. So this is not function. Okay. So also here we don't have the, for example, domain for the function. We have domain for relation, but not for function. Okay. Now we can also check function or not function for any curves. For any curves, we can check it. How can check it? By vertical line test. Vertical line test, for example, put the vertical line like this. Okay. This is the line in the red color. Move it from left to right, or from right to left. Move it. For example, here. Move it from left to right or from right to left. Look at this, the vertical line in the red color. Just have the line has one intersection between the line and the curve. Only one intersection point. For example, in the first line, one intersection. In the second, one intersection. In the third line, one intersection. Also, we in the vertical for all vertical line in red color, we have for each line one intersection point. Okay, so this is the function. This is the function. If we have vertical line, for example, here vertical line. In this vertical line, we have two intersection point or more than one point. So this is not function. Not function. Because the vertical line intersect have two intersection point between the line, vertical line, and the curve. The domain, this is the value of x. The value of x from minus infinity to infinity. The range, the value of y. The value of y from -4 and above. So the range from -4 and above to infinity. Okay. Look at the ellipse and the right hand side or right graph. This is not function, but we can find the domain for what? For the relation. For this is ellipse. So we have the value of x from -4 to 4, and the range, the value of y from -2 to 2. Okay, so we can find the range and domain for relation, but the domain and the range also we can find the function. Okay, so this is the test. This is very easy test. Wait, and I put it some curves and discuss with. Wait, look at this. If we have this curve, okay, look at these curves. Which one is function and which one not function? Okay, okay, علق. خليني أعمل check. الآن الآن واضح؟ طيب تمام. الآن which one is curve؟ في عندي A, B, C, D. Which one of these curves is function? A, B, C, D. Which one function? Look at this. By vertical line test, this is the line test. Look at this. If we move the vertical line from left to right, we have only one intersection point. So this is function. Look at the second graph. We have three intersection point between the vertical line and the curve. So this is not function. Look at the C. C also not function. Why? We have two intersection between the vertical line and the curve. In D, this is function or not function? D, not function. Why? Look at this vertical line. Sorry. We have vertical line that's on the line in the graph. So we have many intersection points between the vertical line and the curves. So this is also not function. Okay. Why B not function? Because we have the value of X, for example, X1 connect with Y1 and Y2 and Y3. So we have X1 connect with Y1 and Y2 and Y3. So this is because this is the B, the graph of B not function. Okay. Now, we can substitute on the function of any value or another variable. For example, look at this. We have f of x. We can substitute 2 minus 2 minus 100, 0 minus half, 3 over 2, radical 5. Any value we can substitute in this f of x. For example, if we need to find, for example, f negative 2. So substitute in each x, replace x with negative 2. So we have 2, this is 2. X squared replace with negative 2 squared. Plus 3 multiply x, so multiply negative 2. And calculate that. Minus 2 squared 4. 4 multiply 2 8. Minus 6, so we have 2. Okay, this is the first relation between the value of x negative 2 with f of x or y equal 2. So if we need to draw the Venn diagram, minus 2 connect with what? With 2. This is x and this is f of x or y. Okay. Now we can also put it or substitute, for example, x plus 4. So replace x with x plus 4, and here we replace 3x with 3 multiply x plus 4. Here we need to find the square or complete square. How can find the x plus 4 square? By this formula. If we have a plus b all square, this is equal a square plus 2ab plus b square. If we have negative, so we have negative here. Okay. So we have 4 square x plus 4 all square, we have x square plus 2 multiply x multiply 4, we have 8x plus 4 square equal 16. Now multiply 2 with x square 2x, 2 multiply 8x 16. This is not this is summation between 16 and 3x. Okay, 19x this, and 2 multiply 16 we have 32, 32 plus 12 we have 44. So this is the value of what? X plus 4 all square. Also we can find, for example, x square, f x square. So we have 2 x square all square, because replace x with x square, replace x with x square, plus 3x, replace x with x square. So we have 2x to the power 4 plus 3x square. This is the value of fx square. Okay, any question? Any question? Determine the x and y intercept for the function. The function is y equal f of x, but I need to change the color. Y equal f of x equal y. Okay. Now, how can find x and y intercept? If we need to find the x intercept, we put it the y equal f of x. So the f of x equal 0. Okay, f of x equal 0. And solve this equation to find the value of x. So if we need to find x intercept, we need to solve this equation, f of x equals 0, because f of x, this is the y. Okay, and in x intercept, y equals 0. So f of x equals 0. If we need to find y intercept, substitute the x equals 0. So we need to find the value of y. So we need to find the value of f is 0. Okay, this is two concept to find x and y intercept for what? For the function. For example, if we have like this is the function, and we need to find x intercept. To find x intercept, put it the y equals 0. So the absolute value of x minus 2, this is equal 0. So we have the absolute value of x equal 2. So we have x equal plus minus 2. So how many x intercept? We have 2 x intercept. The 2 and 0 and negative 2 with 0. To find the y intercept. The y-intercept, just find the f is 0. F is 0 because y-intercept x equals 0. So find the f is 0. F is 0 equal what? Look at this. Absolute value of 0 minus 2, this is equal minus 2. So the y-intercept 0 and negative 2. 0 and negative 2. How can find the domain of the y? What's the domain of the y? Ask you, what's the domain of the y or the function? What's the meaning domain? ما بدي أنا الترجمة، الواحد يقول لي مجال، ما بدي المجال، أنا عارف إنها المجال. What's the meaning of the domain of f of x? Why you study the domain of the function? الو سامعيني؟ جاوبت عنهم انت يا عبد الله كمان، خليهم يفكروا يعني. The set of the values for x يعني يعني خلينا نحكي أميرة جاوبت يعني ال first part of the domain. بدنا المين part
اللي هو قيمة x ما يصلح تكون العدد هذا، صح؟
ما يصلح تكون ايش؟
يعني إذا قيمة الدومين طلع 3 ما يصلح x تساوي 3.
لا مش هيك. الدومين هو خلينا أول شيء نحكي لكم إياها في العربي عشان تعرفوها يعني. الدومين أو المجال هذا هو قيم x اللي ممكن نعوضها ب f of x بالفانكشن. The value of x that can be substituted in f of x اللي ممكن نعوضها. طيب ليش مهم بالنسبة لكم؟ انت لو تعمل for loop مثلا for loop وتحط مثلا x انها مثلا من 1 ل10 واثناء الفور لوب عندك فانكشن قاعد بتحسبه هو على سبيل المثال 3x over x minus 3 وهنا end for مثلا بغض النظر عن أي برمجة. اوكي وهنا for. هل هذا صحيح اللي احنا سويناه هذه الفور لوب أثناء برمجتنا؟ يعني انتوا تدرسوا الرياضيات عشان تطبقوها مثلا في البرمجة جزء كبير منها. This is correct. This is correct for loop. We can substitute 1. We can substitute 2. But we cannot substitute 3. Why? Because we have 3 multiply 3, 9 over 3 minus 3, 0. 9 over 0. 9 over 0. This is the value. This is defined. This is undefined. Yeah. So this is incorrect for loop. يعني بعض خلينا نحكي مبتدئين بالبرمجة ببلشوا يحطوا يجمع ويضرب بيعمل رن بيطلع له ماث ايرور. يعني حتى انتم يعني في هالايام تطلع لكم مسجات طيبة. ايامنا كان يعني يحمل الكمبيوتر وممكن يفقع لما تقسم على زيرو يعني. فهي الفكرة وين؟ انه we must find the domain, the value of x that can be substituted in the function. احنا قاعدين نستخدم function داخل اللوب او داخل condition معين. if condition نستخدم function. هل القيمة اللي بتدخل على هذا الفانكشن هي ضمن الدومين f of x؟ اوكي فهذه أهمية الدومين. Now how can we have يعني هو يعني بحر الدومين، لكن خلينا ناخذ يعني التو main idea for the domain must be the dominator not equal 0 must be the inside the radical must be not equal negative عشان يكون real number، عشان يطلع لي real number complex. هذا في الحياة العملية مش كل شيء بتدخل فيه complex number. في المصاريف في الأرقام تاعتنا كلها ريال نمبر. كومبلكس هذا إشي ثاني له تطبيقات مغايرة في الكهرباء في الأمور ثانية. أوكي. Now so the value of x must be not the denominators equal 0 الدومينيتور مقام ممنوع يكون 0 and must be inside the radical not equal negative. Okay. For example, if we have f of x plus 5 over x minus 3, what's the value of the domain? The value of the domain, we can substitute any value in f of x, but except the one value. What is the value? X minus 3 in the denominator must be not equal 0. Must be not equal 0. So x must be not equal 3. So we can substitute any value in the domain of x, the domain of f of x. We can put it any value r, but we can remove, must remove, must remove the value of 3. Okay? Or we can put it as interval from minus infinity to 3, open from 3, union from 3 to infinity, like this. This is the domain if we have denominators. If we have denominators, must be the denominators not equal 0. If we have radical, for example, g of x equal radical x minus 3. X minus 3 must be not equal negative. So x minus 3 must be greater than or equal 0. ممكن تكون 0. ممكن تكون positive, but cannot be negative. So move the 3 to another side, so we have x greater than or equal 3. X greater than or equal 3, this is the domain. Domain of g from 3 and 3 included in interval to infinity. Okay, any question? So the domain, if we have fraction, must be the denominator not equal 0. If we have the radical, must be inside the radical not equal negative, must be greater than or equal 0. طيب أسألكم سؤال. For example, if we have f of x equal polynomial like 5x squared minus 2x plus 3, what's the domain of f of x or h of x? H of x. What's the domain of h of x? What's the value can be substituted in h of x? Yes, this is the, yes, good. The domain R. Why R? We can substitute any value in h of x because we don't have denominators. ما عندي denominators هنا. ما عندي x في الدومينيتورز. ما عندي x في الدومينيتورز وما عندي جذر، فما عندي أي مشكلة. تمام؟ واضح يا أميرة؟ R minus 0 الزيرو. طيب أنت حذفتي يا أميرة الزيرو. هل إحنا ما بنقدر نعوض الزيرو؟ هل بتعمل لي مشكلة الزيرو؟ يعني لو أوجدنا h الزيرو بتعمل لك مشكلة؟ في عندي 0 minus 0 plus 3 equal 3. هاي نقدرنا نوجدها. ليش شلت الزيرو؟ إذا الزيرو نقدر نعوضها. واضح يا أميرة؟ أوكي. حتى لو كان for example h f g h k of x equal 2x to the power 3 minus x square over 3. What's the domain of kx? Domain. يلا أعطونا. What's the domain of kx? عبد الله بحكي r. هل هذا صحيح? This is correct. What's the domain of kx? Yes, r. Because in the denominator 3, not x. This is number. This is impossible equal 0. We don't have any x in denominators. We don't have x in radical. So this is R. Okay? If we have denominators, we must avoid any value of x that become the denominator equal 0. If we have radical, we found the interval of positive and 0 inside the radical. Okay? Any question? Linear equation in two variable. Linear equation in two variable like this. Ax plus by equal c. If we have two variable x and y and the power of x 1, power of y 1, this is linear. This is linear. إذا كانت القوة للx واحد والقوة للy واحد بس هذول الموجودين x و y والقوة لهم واحد بغض النظر عن الأعداد اللي مضروبة فيهم a and b and c, negative, positive, half, radical, no problem. But the power of x and power of y equal 1. Okay? النومينيتورز طبعا في البسط والقوة لهم واحد. This is the line. Okay? This is the line in the graph and called linear equation. هذا نسميه معادلة خطية. ليش سميه معادلة خطية? Because when they draw this equation we have the line. Example for the line, this one in the red. We have also two cases in the line. We have vertical line, horizontal line. Horizontal line, this is horizontal line, horizontal line. This is always y equal b, for example. And this is the value of b. Y equal 2 because the horizontal line intersect with at 2. Okay? If we have vertical line, this is always equal y equal a. Sorry, x equal a. Vertical, x equal. Horizontal, y equal number. Okay? Look at this at the vertical line intersect with x-axis at 2, so we have x equal 2. This is the line. إذا نتفق إذا كان عندنا خط أفقي فهو معادلته دائما y يساوي عدد. إذا كان عندنا vertical عمودي فهو x يساوي عدد. Okay? And for example, if we have like this at -4, this is x equal -4. If we have, for example, another line at vertical horizontal line at -3, this is y equal -3, like this, directly. We can find the slope of the line. Slope of the line we can compute it by this relation or this formula. If we have 2 points on the line, this is B1 and this is B2, we can find the slope of the line passing through these 2 points. How can find this? By the formula of the slope. Slope that denoted by M. دائما برمزوا له بالرمز M. السلوب هو different of y's over the different of x's. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. For example, like this. This is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So the slope equal y2 minus y1, so we have 3 minus 5, over x2 minus x1, 6 minus -4. So we have -2 over 10 equal -1 over 5. This is if we have 2 points. The horizontal line, the slope always m equals 0 for horizontal line. Okay, so the horizontal line here, the slope m equals 0. But for the vertical line, like this or like this, the slope n define undefined غير معرف. We don't have slope for vertical line. Okay, look at this. If we have vertical line, so the slope undefined. Slope-intercept form of the line. If we have the line, we can put it as a slope-intercept. Slope-intercept means like this, because y equal mx plus b. This is the value of slope, and this is the value of y-intercept, 0b. This is the y-intercept. So this is called slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form, because we can obtain the slope and we can obtain the y-intercept from this form. Okay, must be y in the left-hand side with the coefficient what? 1. Must be y in the left-hand side with coefficient 1. Okay, so for example, if we have the y equal 3x minus 5, the slope equal 3. Y-intercept, we can obtain y-intercept 0, negative 5. This is the y-intercept. Okay. If we have, for example, like this, for x minus 2y plus 10 equals 0, for example, we cannot obtain the slope or the y-intercept directly. We must convert it to slope. We must convert it to the slope-intercept form. How can convert it? Put it the y in the left-hand side. Any value other than y, put it in the right-hand side. For example, we have minus 4x minus 10. Also, must be the coefficient of y equal 1. So we need to divide by 2. So by divide by 2 we have y, divide by, sorry, negative 2, not 2, negative 2 we have y, minus 4 over negative 2 we have 2x, negative 10 over negative 2 we have positive 5. So we can obtain the slope equal 2 and y-intercept equal 0.5. Okay, good. ممتاز يا عمرو. Now, also we have the function, the line function equal mx plus b. This is linear function. يعني هو بنسميه كنا نسميه معادلة خطية، الآن نسميها دالة خطية. We can find the slope by the coefficient of x, and we can find the y-intercept. This is equal 0b. Okay. If we have y equal b or f of x equal b, this is horizontal. This is horizontal line, and also we can call constant function. هذا دالة ثابتة لأنه أي قيمة ل x راح تظل قيمة ال y أو قيمة ال f of x equal b ثابتة. Example, write this equation. We have this equation. We need to convert it to slope-intercept form. To convert to slope-intercept form, we must move it to x equal negative 2x. By divide by 9, we have, this is the slope. Okay, the slope equal what? Negative 2 over 9. The y-intercept equal 0, 2. Average rate change. This is the formula for average rate change. If we have a curve and we have 2 points, for example, x1 and y1, and x2, y2, we can find the average rate of change. Average rate of change, this is equal m equal the value of the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the value of slope, or we can find it by the function f lx2 minus f lx1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, example about this. We need to find the average rate of change for x1 and x2, and we have the graph of x1 equal 8, so the first point equal 8 and 81. This is the first point, and at x2, sorry, and at x2, x equal 10, we have the value of the y10 and 71. So we can easy to find the slope or average rate of the change by 81 minus 71 over 8 minus 10. This equal 10 over negative 2, and this is equal negative 0.5. This is the average rate of the change from x1 to x2. Okay, this is mean the slope. So we can find the slope, or we can find the average rate of the change in this formula. Okay. Solving equation and inequality graphically. Look at this. We have the x coordinate point of intersection between two lines. So we have f of x and g of x, two lines, and we have intersection. To find the intersection point, put it f equal g, or any line equal another line. If we have L1 and L2, we need to find the intersection between two lines, L1 and L2. We must put it the equation L1, solve the equation L1 equal L2. Okay? So any function, we need the intersection with another function, must be solve the equation, the first function equal the second function. So if we need to find the intersection point, put it f equal g, between f and g. Now solve the equation and inequality. Look at the first equation. This is very easy. Put it x in the x and number with number. We have 3x equal 3. By divide by 3, so we have x equal what? 1. So at x equal 1, look, we have intersection point. Now look at the inequality, 2x plus 2 less than negative x plus 5. So we have 3x less than 3. By divide by 3, we have x less than 1. So we have from minus infinity to 1. This is because x less than 1. Okay? This is for this part. Another part greater than or equal, this is the same. We have 3x greater than or equal 3. By divide by 3, x greater than or equal 1. Greater than or equal 1, so we have the solution from 1 to infinity. Some application of the linear equation and modeling. If we have if we put it the line as point slope formula. Point slope formula, what's the meaning point slope formula? Point slope formula, this means y minus y1 equal mx minus x1. If we have the point x1 and y1 and we have the slope, we can find the equation of the line. So here, if we have the point and the slope, this is one, not we have the point in here x1 and y1, and we have the slope m. We can find the equation of the line passing through this point and have the slope m by y minus y1, substitute y1 equal m x minus x1, substitute the x1 and m. So this value x1 and y1 obtained from the point and m obtained from the slope, put it in the formula to find the equation of the line. Example, if we have a slope 4 and the point x1, y1 equal 2 and 1. Look at this. y1 equal 2, so substitute y1 2. x1 equal 2, so we need to substitute x1 equal 2. The slope m equal 4, substitute m equal 4. So we have y minus 1 equal 4x minus 2. Now multiply 4 with x, 4x, multiply 4 with negative 2, we have minus 8. Move the negative 1 to another side, we have a plus 1, minus 8, plus 1, we have negative 7. So we have y equal 4x negative 7, minus 7. How can verify this is correct or not correct? Substitute the x. If we need substitute the x, look at this, we have 4 multiplied by 2 minus 7. This equal 8 minus 7. This is equal 1. 1, what's the value of 1? This is the 1. إذا عوضنا الإكس لازم تطلع الواي صحيحة. So substitute the x2 and obtain the y equal 1. This is to verify this equation is correct. هذا فقط للتحقق. إذا بدنا نتحقق إنه هذه الإيكويشن correct or not correct. اللي طلعناها يعني إنه الجواب النهائي تبعنا صحيح ولا لا. Now, sometimes we call parallel lines, or sometimes we have perpendicular line. What's the meaning parallel lines? Parallel lines means two lines have the same slope. The first one m1, the second m2, and the m1 equal m2. So if we have two lines have the same value of the slopes, so this is parallel, متوازيين يعني. What's the meaning perpendicular? Perpendicular means two lines are intersection and have the right angle. هو متقاطعات وبينهم زاوية قائمة. So if we have the slope of the first line m1 and the second m2, wait. And the second m2, if we how can verify this is perpendicular or not? If multiply m1 with m2, this is always must be equal -1. If the multiplication of any two line slope and the value equal -1, so this is perpendicular. So this is perpendicular. m1 multiply m2 equal -1, so this is perpendicular. How can find the slope for another perpendicular? By this formula. If we have m2, for example, we can find m1 by -1 over m2 if we have two lines are perpendicular. Okay. Look at this. We have the line with the slope. This is the slope of the line. The slope of parallel, this is the same because this is parallel. Any line parallel for the line has the slope -1/5, the slope equal -1/5. But perpendicular, look at this. How can find the 5? To find the M1 perpendicular slope equal what? -1 over the second slope of perpendicular. This is equal -1 over -1/5, negative over negative, positive. Denominator of denominator is numerator, so we have 5. Okay. Look at this application. We need to find the linear function of this application. We have a family plan for cell phone, has monthly base price 99 plus what? Plus $12.99 for each addition family members. Okay, added being the primary account holder. Okay, so the first value 99. Okay, this is the fixed, so this is the value of B 99, and any addition members, okay, we have need to plus 12, so the slope equal 12.99. So we have the formula like this. To find the number of family equal 4, if we have family with 4 members, okay, so substitute the 4, C4 equal what? Substitute the 4 in the value of X, multiply 12.99 plus 99, so we have 150.96. Now, the addition and subtraction and multiplication and division for any two function. We denote it by f plus g or f of x plus gx for addition, for subtraction also the same, for multiplication f point g or f of x point or multiply by g of x. Also we can distribute f over g of x equal f of x over g of x, but must be the denominator not equal 0. This is the for general operation. We have another operation means composition function. Composition function or composition f and g, this denoted by f composite g. This called f circle g or f composite g. This means we need to substitute g inside the f. Substitute, this means f composite g, this is the formula. We need to substitute g inside the f. Example about this, look at this. If we have f of x and g of x, this is the value of f of x, and this is the value of g of x. We need to find the addition. The addition of x minus 3, f of x, this is f of x, and this is g of x. F of x, x minus 3. G of x, x square minus 7. So we can put it x square, this is x square, add x with negative 7x, so we have negative 6x. We have only constant negative 3, so put it negative 3. So this is the addition. If we need to find f minus g, for example, put it the f x minus 3, put it the g x square minus 7x, so we have x minus 3 minus x square plus 7x. We can doing more simplify by or rearrange minus x square and x plus 7x, we have 8x and negative 3, negative 3. This is if we need to find f minus g. Okay, look at this, f over g, put it g over f, put it g, this is the g, this is the f, and must be the denominator not equal 0. So x must be not equal 3. If we need to multiply f with g, for here, f multiply g, this means x minus 3, this is the f, multiplied by g, x square minus 7x. So we have x multiply x square, x to the power 3, x multiply 7, negative 7x, we have negative 7x square, minus 3 x square, negative 3x square, negative 3 with negative 7, positive 21x. We can doing more simplify by add x square with s square, so we have minus 7 minus 3 minus 10x square plus 21x. Now, how can find the composition? The composition, what's the meaning of composite G? Means we need to substitute G inside the F. So look at F, we have 1, this is the x, plus 12. This is the value of f of x. 1 over x plus 12. So replace x with g. Replace x with g. What's the value of g? This is the value of g. So substitute the value of g, x squared minus 7x plus 12. So we have like this, or we can put it just 1 over x squared minus 7x plus 12, like this only. Okay, so what's the domain? The domain, we can solve the quadratic equation in the denominator, so we have x must be not equal 3 and 4. So this is the domain. Put it like this as interval from minus infinity to 3, union from 3 to 4, and from 4 to infinity. Or put it as R, any real number, but avoid the numbers 3 and 4. يعني شيل منهم الأرقام 3 و 4. Okay? Any question? Any question? Last subject, this is the different quotient. I think this is the last subject. Wait. Yes, this is the last subject, different quotient. How can find the different quotient for any function? The different quotient for any function, we can find it by this formula. F x plus h, so we need to substitute x plus h inside f of x minus f of x over h. This is means difference quotient. Difference quotient. Okay? For example, if we have f of x like this, this is f of x, and we need to find the difference quotient of this value. We need to, this is the formula of difference quotient. So firstly, find the f of x plus h like this. This is f of x plus h from here to here. What's the meaning of x plus h? Means this x replaced with x plus h square, and minus 5 replace this x with x plus h like this. Any x replace it with x plus h with the brackets مع الأقواس. Minus of x, this is an example. Over h, always over h. Okay, now remove the brackets. We have x square plus 2xh plus h square and minus 5 multiply x minus 5 multiply negative h minus multiply 4x square negative multiply negative 5x. So we have this one after remove the brackets. بعد ما نشيل كل الأقواس راح يصفي عندي هذا الشيء. Look at this. We have many terms we can remove it. For example, we have 4x square with negative 4x square minus 5x with positive 5x. So the rest of the fraction we have 8xh plus 4h square minus 5h over h. Here we can take h as common factor. So we have 8x plus 4h minus 5 over h. We can remove h with h. h in denominator, take it as common factor. We can remove it in denominators. So we have 8x plus 4h minus 5. This is the quotient difference or difference quotient, okay, for f of x. Using this formula to find the difference quotient. Look at this from the step number 3. Step number 3, after remove all brackets, we must remove any terms not related with h. لاحظوا احنا حذفنا كل term ما له علاقة ب h. طبعا هو بنحذف بالتلقاء نفسه، يعني بوضع طبيعي، مش انا بحذفه من غصب عنه، هو بنحذف. يعني لاحظوا ان دي 4x سكوير انحذفت مع نيجاتيف 4x سكوير، نيجاتيف 5x انحذفت مع بوزيتيف 5x. اذا ما انحذفوا x مثلا بقيت مثل ما هي ومش مضروبه ب h، ففي عندي بيكون something wrong. اوكي، فقط راح يفضل اللي فيها h بالضبط في الدومينيتورز. عشان هيك بنقدر ناخذ h as common factor ونحذفها مع المقام. اوكي، any question about this subject? Any question?
يعطيك العافية دكتور.
الله يعافيكم جميعا. عادي دكتور تخلي محاضرة؟ لا تغيير أوقات ما بقدر يا رقية نهائيا، ما بنقدر، لأنه ممكن يكون في طلاب عندهم تعارض.
السلام عليكم دكتور.
حياك، تفضل.
بالنسبة دكتور الاختبار اليوم من المحاضرة اليوم؟
لا، محاضرة اليوم مش داخلي. وعلى عندكم كويز رقم ايش اليوم؟ سؤال
كويز رقم
كويز 2 في شابتر 1.
يعني عليك، لأنه كويز 1 كان بشابتر 0، الكويز 2 راح يكون بشابتر